go.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Oh, God. Red light fever.
This is a special episode of the pod because we are announcing that this may be the last pod before Mike is a married man. How does it feel so far, Mike? Are you brimming with anticipation?
Keeping in mind that your future wife will be listening to this.
Yeah, most definitely. She is an avid listener of this podcast. She's riveted week to week.
Did you start pulling tarot cards?
Yeah. I mean, immediately after every podcast, she's just mad. For some reason, I don't know why. Just mad at me. For listeners, that's actually a joke. She has not listened to a single second of this podcast and probably never will.
That's honestly why I feel kind of safe to say just about anything. Because, like, no one cares.
So tell us how you really feel, Mike.
Well, we've been together for a long time, and
how long?
We're just about to spend a bunch of money to say that we're definitely going to be together even longer.
We're still together.
We've been together. It'll be 10 years this month. We've been.
Oh shit!
See,
so
we've
what
been,
makes,
as I would say, we've been dating for 10 years.
What makes now a better time than the other 10 years?
Or like last month.
So, we got engaged last year, and then we were like, okay, like when do we want to have like the wedding? And then October, we were like, should we just do it around like, the beginning of 24? It's probably get a good deal on wedding.
Yeah. You were like, what's the worst part of the year for travel and for temperatures?
January, right around my birthday, kind of, sort of.
There's never any snowstorms in January.
No, it never happened before.
When
and it won't happen this time.
When the priest says, do you take such and such? I forget your wife's name, but like, if you're like, do you take such and such to be your lawfully wedded? What you'd be like, I'm here, aren't I? For Christ's sake.
I saw like a cringy, like there was some cringy like vows being told.
Oh man.
And he was just, it was literally like, I promise to slap that ass for
yes.
Did you see that one?
I remember that.
And the Justice of the Peace is like, really, Kevin? That's what you're going with?
That dude got tore up on Reddit, but like really, like
no one cares.
Yeah, because apparently the wife or fiance or whatever was all for it. Like she was excited. Like she knew that he was going to do some crazy shit like that, and that's why she married him.
I mean, sometimes you just got to take a shut up ring, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of Reddit.
But yes, I'm very excited, boys. I don't know. I'm kind of getting to the point now where it's getting a little nervous because like now all the stuff you put together is finally coming to a head, and we're going to play, which is crazy, but we're only going to play for a little while. And then, I got to interface with people.
What's the breakdown going to look like? That's going to suck.
I mean, just pack light, bro. Pack light, pack a small kit.
Just cajon.
There's a cajon. No, pack light, and then we're just gonna I'm gonna say goodbye to people while you guys just start breaking down your basic stuff, and then we're just gonna break down stuff, throw in the car. I'm going to the bar up the street.
Am I actually bringing just the cajon, or am I bringing my?
No, bring a kit. Why the hell would you bring a cajon? How are we gonna play? Hell's Bells with a cajon?
The bar up the street's decent.
There's a few, yeah. The one's really cool. It's like it's been a bar for like, it looks like it's been a bar for like 120 years or something, because it's got like a really old bar, but like, you know what I mean? Like you look at it and you're like, this thing has been around since at least like either before Prohibition or just after Prohibition. I would say it was definitely there might have been like like a brothel upstairs or something back in the 1880s with this type of
little brothel never hurt nobody.
Little brothel never hurt nobody. No, I think it's called Pig Bar. Yeah, Pig Bar.
Sounds like my kind of place.
And then there's another one across the street. I just hope they're open. It's going to be like 10 o'clock by the time we end. By the time we get over there, it's going to be like 11. That's not late for a bar. on a Saturday.
No. Well, I don't know. These New York bars fucking close early.
Yeah.
I'm
going to call them and be like, there's going to be people from the wedding.
Yeah, there's final
400
call
people.
The last call, and then the house lights go up at 10:59. So and kicking 220 people out of a room, aka shows we've played before.
Oh yeah. Yeah, lots of fun.
I love when they turn the lights on after a gig. Like it's like cool. Yeah, it's final.
Yeah, do you guys want to talk about our last gig and how awesome it was?
It was probably one of the best gigs we played.
Yeah.
Although I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, which is a good thing.
That's
right?
a good thing.
It was some of the most fun I've ever had playing live.
Yeah.
We packed the house at Newburgh Brewing. It was a lot of fun.
Shout out to Newburgh Brewing.
Shout out to Newburgh Brewing.
Shout out to their double IPA collab with Aspire Brewery.
Yes, it's
Aspire
sick.
Boss.
Yes.
This is not Aspire. This is Equilibrium, but it's in Middletown, so it's close enough. But yeah, no, we packed the house there. It was, the night went exactly how I said it to my dad brought one of his friends, like a neighbor. And I said, yeah, the first set is I was like, we just got done with the first set. And I was like, the first set's kind of like, people are drinking or whatever. I was like, second set, people are going to start dancing a little bit. And I was like, third set's going to be debauchery. Everyone's going to be drunk and having a good time. And that's pretty much exactly what it was. Second set, people started dancing. And then third set was craziness. We for the first time opened up a pit somehow, some way, and mosh pit was opened.
That was awesome.
What song was that on?
It started on it kind of started on Blink-182, and then when we played Smells Like Teen Spirit to end it, they went crazy. So
yeah, I actually had to I said a couple words to try and calm them down a little bit. I've never had to do that during a show ever before.
Like, settle down, kids.
I just didn't want the venue getting mad or something. But then again, I think another band plays there. One of the other bands plays there. That kind of they play heavier music than that, and I think it's kind of typical for them. So they weren't doing anything. They were just kind of pushing around. But they
weren't doing the punching and the hardcore mosh.
Problem is the girls always get pushed back. A couple girls go in and stuff like that. But
there was that big sweaty guy.
Oh yeah,
he was moving some people around.
But yeah, I mean, if you go on either Newburgh's or our Instagram, you'll see a video of me singing Mr. Brightside and all the people that were singing along.
Absolutely,
there were a lot of good pictures taken too. I wish more people would actually post them or send them to us.
Yeah. We still do Diego's stuff. I have a message. He asked me it was the same email from last time. I said yeah and stuff, and I was looking through. I don't think I ever got a direct email from it. I think he sent it to the owner, and he sent it to me.
Yeah. Shout out to Diego.
Yeah. Shout out Diego. Shout out to Paul.
Shout out to email.
Yeah. Shout out to email. Shout out to HTML email.
Gmail. Speaking of Gmail, we do have a specific Gmail just for our podcast.
Yep. It's the one that I use, and it's the one that we get all the notifications that our YouTube has been demonetized.
I've got another one.
What?
Yeah, there's two. You made one and I made one at the same time.
Our podcast, right? What's yours?
No, mine is We're in a Band Podcast at gmail.com.
Oh, sick! We got the
we got that.
Oh, that's right, because you put us on Spotify the same time that I put us on Spotify, and it was okay.
I totally fucked it up as bad as you possibly could do. So if anyone wants to send us an email, you can send it to We're in a Band Podcast at gmail.com or at
R4C Podcast. Well, no, send it to the We're in the Band because we're in a band because I don't ever check that other one.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Does YouTube say we're demonetized every single video?
Yeah, like 80% of our videos are demonetized because the copyright music that we always play. It's not. They're just not demonetized. They literally yank them from YouTube.
Really?
Yeah. They're banned entirely. And then we have the option to edit them ourselves and take all the music out, or let AI do it. But that takes a long time too, and I'm just like,
maybe we should scale that back a little bit.
What, the YouTube?
No, with the music on there, Spotify stuff.
I mean, if we were getting like 70 billion plays, I would say
If we had a legit reason to care about something like that.
Right now it's 7 billion plays. I'll just leave it alone.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. The huge spike in listeners after our last podcast. So if you're still listening, if you listened to that one, which is now going to be 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, thank you for listening again.
Yes, thank you. And I should continue with another Panera Bread story.
Oh God!
As are all good good podcasts.
Did you accidentally buy more juice?
No,
you can't buy.
What were we talking about? Panera Bread.
Panera Bread. Some cream and broccoli soup. And
I did actually
Sandy Westerson.
I actually did get cream and broccoli. And what was my one grievance with Panera Bread?
A speed bump in front of the store.
My one grievance is I used to get the unsweetened teas that were there, and they used to have a nice one that was like hibiscus and something else.
Yeah.
And it was completely no sugar, but it because it had hibiscus, it wasn't just like unsweetened black tea. But they got rid of that completely, and it sucks because like now the one I get it's like 150 calories or whatever, and it's got a ton of sugar, and it's like, all right, well, I could just drink Coca-Cola and achieve like the same thing pretty much. Except, I guess Coca-Cola for 20 ounces isn't going to be 150 calories. It's probably going to be more like 250.
Yeah.
But, and a lot more sugar. But still, yeah, that's my one grievance right now.
Yeah.
But Panera Bread. And somebody put a cone on that big pothole, but then like a plow or something hit it, and the cone is in 1,000 pieces. In front of
You got to take a picture of this pothole.
It's gigantic.
You should
the size of a. I'm going to use another. I'm going to use another metaphor for this, or another
size of Shrek's cock.
Analogy. It's the size of like a large snapping turtle.
Is this along the lines of Americans will use anything but the metric system?
Yeah. It really is like the size of a large snapping turtle. You should take a picture
of you standing in it.
I would say
reference.
It might not my knee, but maybe like halfway up my leg. It's fucking
holy shit.
It's fucking deep, dude. That thing has claimed some casualties. There might be people in it. Whole cars.
There's some mole people in there, shit.
But yeah, Panera, bring back the hibiscus and
the charged lemonade.
Yeah. Bring. Well, no, you got to go behind it and ask for it.
The buckets of it.
You got to go behind the counter and ask for it. Now they brought it back. Actually, okay. I found out they brought it back, and now you have to just ask for it, and then they'll give it to you. But they won't be like, "Do you have a heart condition?" They'll just give it to you.
Is this America or what? Jeez.
I thought this was America.
Free country.
And now they're like, "Oh, we're trying to save the planet. We're not going to give you utensils. And how am I going to have like emergency spoons inside my glove box now, Panera? Please riddle me this one, okay?" It just came in handy the other night after the gig when my Fiesta potatoes didn't come with utensils.
This is
I almost pour them into your mouth.
I almost had the caveman it.
This is your do you know what grinds my gears segment pretty much.
And then also no shout out to Denny's this week.
Nope.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah. That was the wackest Denny's trip of all time. I mean, you can't get worse. How could you get worse? If they threw something at you, I guess.
Well, so
and our normal waitress like left as soon as we got in there, and I said, "Oh no, this isn't good." As soon as I saw her leave with her family, I was like, "Why are you leaving with your family? You can't go home yet."
We're hungry. There's two people there. We go in. There's there's an old hostess that she was doing nothing but hosting. Correct? Like she wasn't.
I couldn't really tell.
Maybe I think she might have been some food to people. Yeah. And I went in the bathroom. And the only cook is finishing up in that bathroom. And he blew that thing up by finishing up hard. Yeah, it could have been a few things going on. But it was so disgusting. Disgusting.
And just to remind listeners, this is the Denny's that has the sticky water. That you need other water to wash your hands.
Even the toilet seat that he was sitting on was like covered in permanent shit.
By the way, this beer is Equilibrium Enzo.
Ooh. Unpopular opinion. I actually like sitting on a toilet seat that's warm. It's comfortable.
Well, everybody prefers a warm toilet seat. We just don't want one that a stranger sat on.
No, I don't care.
In a public restroom.
No, that's the best because then so a stranger sat on it before, but then it's cold. So why not just enjoy the warmth? That's the only difference.
I make a very thick nest.
Do you go?
I don't even set. I hover most of the time.
Do you get the paper?
I'm not joking.
Do you get paper or do you go raw?
What do you mean?
Do you get the little paper?
Oh, fuck no. Oh, like a toilet seat cover?
Yeah.
No, I don't even care.
Damn.
I make a huge nest.
I mean, this man has been to war.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, yeah, we blew up those bathrooms over there.
It doesn't matter. It's like a bucket at that point, you know? Even in construction zones and shit, it's like that too. But for me, I'm so prissy, man. I take a little paper.
You would have loved the toilet at it was either LaGuardia or where we were.
God.
No, it was cool.
LaGuardia is brand new. It's actually really nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I think they had the electronic toilet seat covers. Have you seen those?
No.
It's like it's a roll that dispenses it on one side of the back of it, and it wraps around the seat, and then the other side sucks it up and rolls it, and then you just push a button, and it gives you a whole new toilet seat cover.
Can you have it do like 3 at the same time?
No, I mean it's only one, but you can wave your hand in front of the thing and make it go 3 times. But
Yeah.
no, it's cool.
Whoa, that's sick.
Maybe
Yeah, it was neat.
Maybe 4 times. If you got the option.
You're just sitting there wasting toilet seat.
It's not going to waste. It's serving a huge purpose.
I hate it.
Entertainment.
I hate it when like it's fresh and you can't get them out. Like they just refilled it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You can't get it out. And then you do get it out, tears it, and you end up tearing like 7 of them. And
I
then you
never
finally
even
get it.
see them. I don't know. Where are you guys finding these things? I don't see
They're
them
on the
ever.
wall every single time.
I rarely go to places that have them. I guess I'm lower class than y'all. But
I guess my places of work have always had them. But
okay, so
So
the cook blew up the bathroom.
Oh, and and the hostess said it'd be 5 minutes. We waited 15, and someone else from the show walked out, and they said all they got was water in like a half an hour, or didn't even get water. I forgot what they said. And so we're like, yeah, let's go to fucking Taco Bell.
and we got there 5 minutes before they closed.
We're those guys.
Amazing.
But it was so good.
It was so good.
It hit the spot.
It was freezing cold outside.
I spent $22 on Taco Bell again. I got to change up my
22.
Yeah, I got.
What did you get?
I got what's the number 6? What the hell? The gorditas, right? Or chalupas.
Chalupas.
They're
are,
both delicious.
Chalupas are great.
Chalupas are the ones that are like the thick, the thicker.
They're the pita bread that's deep fried.
Yes.
So
it's-
gorditas are just the regular pita bread.
Gorditas.
Yep, it is 2 chicken chalupas
Yeah.
supreme combo
Number 6, yeah. So number 6
for $10.89.
Yeah, I gave you my taco, and then
Yeah,
I
okay.
do that so I can get the Baja Blast. Got to get the Baja Blast, and then I was like,
So
give me
gross.
that steak and cheese or
The grilled cheese steak Yeah.
burrito, which is fucking fire.
Shout out to Taco Bell.
And then I went to the Chipotle chicken mill, and they didn't have it, so I had to on the fly improv. I said, oh.
So there I was.
What else is on the menu?
Fiesta potatoes. I panicked.
Yeah, that was the tiniest little cup of Fiesta potatoes.
It was adorable,
It
right?
was so much sour cream. It was like more sour cream than potatoes.
Have you had the spicy potato soft taco? It's basically
I
that.
had it that night.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you had?
It's like the vegan.
That was
one.
one thing I got.
It's got to
Yeah.
be the vegan option.
It's not vegan, but it's definitely
it's on
vegetarian.
the value menu. That's
Yeah.
why I know about it.
It's delicious though, because like
a different V.
just imagine a soft taco, but with those potatoes, and it has like a
I'm gonna try
chipotle sauce in it. Yeah, that's real
I'm gonna
good.
try
The
that.
last time I didn't order off the value menu, I probably ate nothing.
You're like, no, I'll save my money.
But it's the best $22 ever. I'm so satisfied. Like I went home feeling victory, but woke up feeling defeated.
always.
You wouldn't go home feeling guilt and shame.
Hell no.
That's just,
Only after certain locations that I visited.
That's a callback.
That's a story that will never be told on this pod. So anyway,
Unless you subscribe to our feetpics.com.
ooh, feetfinder.com.
Oh shit, that's the other one.
Damn.
I have a tiny little side topic. I was getting into some Reddit today.
Wow,
Oh.
he was on the Reddit,
was on the
as the
Reddit.
kids say.
Were you logged in?
Did you sign in?
I don't even know how to log in.
Did you comment, "Hello, fellow kids"? I'm on.
I typed into Google.
Is this the Neil Peart subreddit?
Do you pronounce it peart or peart?
I was looking for a topic for today, and I typed into Reddit. I typed into Google fun topics to talk about Reddit. And then it brought me to a Reddit page that was titled, "What are some hilarious conversations that you've overheard?" Which was even more interesting. And a bunch of people gave some examples. I'll share a couple of them. They're pretty good. I was at Taco Bell behind a family, and the young son had just finished a football game. It was all smiles from the grandson. "Grandma, did you know we tied the first place team?" "Grandma, did you know your grandpa died?"
What? That's savage. Fucking crazy. She must have been like holding that for just the right moment.
She put on her sunglasses and left.
Those thick, like Elizabeth Taylor sunglasses.
And she said, "Fuck them
Wrap
kids,"
around.
and left.
Jeez. This one's from just another Zach from Yellow Springs, Ohio.
Oh my God. Don't.
Okay.
Just kidding.
The lady seated behind my compatriot and I at dinner attempted to impress her cohorts by telling them how she enjoys reading the real estate listings online because she can, quote, "see the spirits of cats that live in the residences." She said spirit cats no less than 14 times. Spirit cats.
Is that almost like when you see someone's dog and they look like them?
Yeah, something like that.
What is that in "I Love You, Man"? Oh my God, I forgot what they called it.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, you
Keep
do.
going.
You do that. I'll do one. There's a ton here, but I'll do one more. This is between a guy and girl at my school. Girl, "Look how jacked my right arm is." Guy, "You know what that implies, right?" Girl, "No, what?" Guy, "It means you masturbate a lot." Girl, "Girls can masturbate?"
It's a Bowser. That's what you call somebody who looks like their dog.
Bowser.
A Bowser.
Yeah. Interesting. But anyway, bottom line is I thought it was interesting, and I got some laughs out of it and shit.
"I Love You, Man" was the first piece of media that I fell in love with Rashida Jones.
I don't know who that is, but I have a way to look her up. Is it a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
What if I said no?
Rush was in that movie.
Rush was definitely in that movie. You never seen "I Love You, Man"? That's the slap of the bass.
I don't know.
How have you not seen that, dude?
I
I
got
saw
Rashida
it
Jones.
Dude,
opening-
half that movie, they're practicing Rush songs.
Opening night with a Rush shirt on. I saw that movie in theaters.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because they advertised it on the website like a couple weeks before it came out.
That's like one of the only pieces of American media they've ever been in. I know like Colbert Report was the first time in like 30 years.
That's what
At
it
that
was.
time.
In Geddy Lee's book, he talks about that. He said they just always said no to everything, and then they had a bit of a band meeting there, and they were like, "Let's just say yes to everything and see what happens." And that was that year where it just started.
Oh, really?
That's how it came about.
I think there's a
And a whole
Family Guy
bunch of stuff
episode about
after.
that.
Like the Yes Man thing, the Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah, it's like, no matter what, I'm going to say yes.
Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
I have blisters on my fingers. I was at the urinal. Two frat dudes were at the sink. One says to the other, "Dude, she's like 39. You got to totally hit that in the neck." To which the other guy responds, "Totally, dude." And they both leave. I still don't know what that means. So there's a lot of stuff there. It's pretty funny. But yes, I'm getting into Reddit a little bit. Some fun stuff.
Wow.
So, someday you'll make an account.
Well, I'll use it for
good.
good or evil. I don't know.
Mine
No
has-
one uses Reddit
mine
for
had, I accidentally made mine. I had a Reddit account years ago, and I think it got just deleted or whatever. I made one in like 2011 or something. I was part of the people that went from Dig to Reddit, that mass exodus when Dig changed a bunch of things, and then
hell
everyone
is
went
Dig?
to Reddit. Dig with 2 G's.
Never heard of it.
They're now kind of more like they're almost like a Gawker Media type of thing, kind of sort of like they're like a news site. They're pretty funny some of the articles.
You'd probably recognize the symbol if you saw it, because it used to be like, anytime you'd read an article online, it'd have like the little share links, like the Twitter and the Facebook or MySpace or
It
whatever.
was essentially Reddit.
Yeah.
Dig was essentially Reddit, and they literally just for some reason were like, no, we're changing everything. And that was probably one of the biggest mistakes of all time, because everyone left and they all went to Reddit, and Reddit was like you could upvote things. So it was all the same, pretty much. And then they started taking away the ability to upvote and blah blah blah. But anyway, but yeah,
I've had to create several new accounts. I got on some dude's bad side at some point. I don't even remember what the argument was about. So like I blocked this dude.
Synthesizers.
You're right. It was probably something stupid like that, or like some computer game or something. And so I blocked this dude, and then he messages me with my username, but the word fan after it. And I'm like, oh fuck no, because I deleted. I had to find a plugin or what's it called for the browser extension that will actually go through and delete all of your Reddit content. And I had that account for like 8 years, but I was like, I don't want a stalker. I don't want any of this nonsense. So I deleted everything and made a new one. Man. Yeah, it's fucking scary sometimes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's like an auto-generated name that I didn't want at all, but I just have it, and I'm like, it's such a stupid random name. And then I wanted to like I made another name, but then I lost like at some point I just lost contact with that username, and I was like, oh fuck it, whatever. So I'm on the same name.
But and that goes back to what I talked about last week about being more positive on social media, because it's so easy to try to be right.
Everything I see.
That's the thing. You just want to troll because like you get a laugh out of it, but then it's like the other person like takes it like doesn't see the humor in it or whatever, and then it just becomes a whole thing. And on my Reddit account, I would have like legit stuff, like legit questions, like, hey, how do you find this such and such, and how do you do this, and where, whatever. But then I would also have jokes and troll, like when I'm being frisky or whatever. And that's what scared me, because this person kind of like, because you can click on any user and just go through their entire post history, comment history.
You can see them what they liked.
Exactly. You can learn so much about a person. And like this dude was like, he was like, oh, so how do you like living in West Point? And I'm just like, oh, I do not need this.
Wow.
Yeah.
People are crazy. But I like it sometimes when you can have like a good discourse with somebody, but not like have a disagreement or something, but you end up having a good conversation. It's so incredibly rare to have something like that. But
everything devolves into ad hominem attacks. That's my biggest problem with discussions on social media, is it's always like, oh, you're dumb pussy, like it's never like, dude, I disagree with you, I'd like to see your sources on why you think this way. I want to see your side of it, but you got to meet me halfway. It's never like that. It's just like, oh, you're just a dumb retarded pussy. It's like, dude.
Like I responded to somebody, I was watching some podcast, and they were talking about, should the road lanes be narrower? Should we decrease the minimum from 12 feet to 10 feet or something like that for road width, for the minimum road width, because there's no maximum. You can make a lane 100 feet wide if you wanted to.
Nice. I heard some gurgling going on.
The chili has come for vengeance. But anyway, this is riveting stuff. But truly. He pretty much, one person said was, oh, well, it probably works for a lot of things, but it's probably not safe with big truck, tractor trailers or if we decreased it. And I was like, well, I think it might be the reverse of that, because at least on my daily commute, I drive on a bridge every day that has 12-foot lanes, minimum width. And people drive a lot slower when they're actually on the bridge and you're actually next to each other and there's 3 lanes next to each other. People are a lot more cautious. They'll speed up when nobody's around them, but when they're next to somebody, you could tell everybody's kind of like...
They're not sitting there doing their makeup or whatever. They're paying attention.
People are actually paying attention. So, do we want to go to... do we want to talk more about the gig? Do we want to talk...
we should probably get to our main topic.
We've
been teasing it for a long time. Not really, because we haven't mentioned it yet. But We've been teasing ourselves with getting to it.
So the opposite of teasing. We haven't discussed it at all.
Yes. Main topic for today: the worst parts about gigging. Obviously, first thing that comes in your mind is loading in and loading out. All the loads.
I'm going to say in order for me, it's not loading in, it's driving there. It's like the getting ready to go, putting all the things in the car. It's just super stressful. Because I'm like, I got to make sure I have everything.
Yeah.
And I'm driving there, and people are driving fucking stupid and all this shit. Oh, I'm about to choke.
Use your water from its baby. It's cold outside mug.
Shout out to
there.
Mike dying a week before the wedding.
Mike dies most podcasts.
He does.
Oh,
It's like Kenny in South Park.
Well, for me loading into my car, I mean, it takes a while, but at least I have like all my shit over there. The only two things I need to bring from the practice area is just my stand, my hi-hat stand, and my pedal, my bass pedal.
Yeah, word of advice, put everything in the same place every single time and you won't have to think about it. That's what I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just literally, I'm always like, chords are in this box. You know, my vocal mics are always in this bag. Everything I need to be in my immediate stage is all in this bag, in my guitar bag, you know.
I'm the only one without an SUV, and I just leave everything in my trunk. I take
So
in
go
my,
ahead and rob Jay.
Yeah, exactly. I take in my bass, my guitar, and
My car is a sedan with a hatchback. It is not a SUV.
It's
like
it's called a hatchback.
Yes.
It's not a sedan with a hatchback. It's just a hatchback. It's a super.
I read it on Reddit.
Okay, go on. He's just gonna go on. What did you read? On Reddit?
I read on Reddit that no, it's called a sedan with a hatchback.
It's called a 5-door.
Yes, it's true.
I definitely despise loading things from my house into my car, and it's mainly because I have to keep things downstairs, go up a narrow staircase, open a door in a narrow entryway that opens inward.
It is
and then there's
scary outside.
That was something I wrote. I wrote stairs and doors in all caps.
Yeah, because like we have the door that opens in, then we have like the screen door. Like yes, I could stage everything. I could like prop the door open and then prop the other door open.
And you have all the animals you gotta try to keep in there too.
Yeah, exactly.
We like
and spirits and
the
whatever
gig we
else.
played.
Cat spirits.
The gig we played where I thought about this topic was when we were loading in and we had to literally walk like 400 feet probably with all the gear through like a maze and shit, and then like put all the stuff down, then walk back another 400 feet. I got like 16,000 steps that day.
We have to do an elevator one place.
The elevator's nice though. Actually,
It is, it works fine, but it's
better than the stairs.
it's another thing you gotta pack, and oh my god.
I mean, it's nice to just like, okay, we load everything into the bottom floor. Like everything out of our cars in the bottom floor. Then we load up the elevator, and then we unload the elevator, and then we load up the
But the
elevator.
bottom floor could be the only step in the equation at another place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. We could have walked at 400 feet.
That's true.
But yeah, usually like the anxiety of just like driving, thinking about like I'm nervous about a part. I'm nervous like, hey, like I hope there's going to be a good crowd. Don't
be nervous, Mike.
I'm always nervous.
I love the drive, like the actual drive itself. Once everything's in my car, it's almost like going on a journey. Like all my seats are filled, my trunk is filled.
Interesting.
I got some drinks. I'm just like,
What do you listen to on the way?
I generally listen to stuff to warm up my voice. So it's generally going to be like Panic at the Disco or Fall Out Boy or Taylor Swift. Just
Olivia Rodrigo.
For this last Newberg one, I found it was called a 10-minute vocal warm up thing. Like there's a lot of like actual vocal coaching stuff on like Spotify, and
I should look that up.
Yeah, maybe I'll check
Apple
some of that
Music
out.
and stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
Interesting. I usually go with if there's a certain song that if it's like our first time playing it, I'll run through that like once in the car, and then I'll put on Ben Folds' playlist that I made. I'll sing along to that, warm up the voice a little bit, and then I usually put on a podcast after if there's time.
I usually listen to podcasts on the way there. I try to zone out. I should maybe change. Maybe I should change my. And this is going to be almost like therapy. Maybe I should change my outlook on the drive there. Yeah. Maybe I'll look at it as a journey.
Yeah,
and it's chill. Relaxing.
Some AC/DC to get pumped up like right before. Sometimes I'll throw that on.
Maybe I should drive more like you, Jay. Slow in the right lane. Because every time I would ever follow you home from practice at our old practice space, I'd just fly by you.
You drive very fast, Mike. I don't know how you don't get pulled over constantly. I've been pulled over like 5 times coming back from gigs. You've been pulled over 0.
The magical zone, fellas, is 15 under. You'll never get pulled over.
It's 10
under.
It's
15 over. Sorry.
I was like, wow.
15 over.
No, it's 9 over.
15 over, you'll never get pulled over. I've gotten tickets 2 times, and both times it was 17 over. And I literally had a cop say to me that almost nobody will pull you over if you're doing under 15 over, usually under the circumstances.
That's interesting. It used to be 10.
And he said, I only pulled people over that were doing 20 over. Wow. And he's like, I caught a ton of people. he's like, if I did 10 over, I'd be like,
yeah.
It's
like giving tickets all day.
Depends on the time of the month, though, if like they're quota or shit or whatever. I don't know.
So like literally, I've lived by that since 2016 was the last time I got pulled over, and my Focus ST, I was giving it the beans, and someone pulled that in front of me, and I got pissed because I was giving it the beans.
Is that a Gen Z term, young man?
And someone pulled out in front of me in a minivan, and I was mad as fuck, and I had to slow down, and the cop pulled me over. The cop clocked me still 17 over, even though I was like all the way slowed down.
You're about to hit them until you saw the baby on board.
I worked nearly 13 hours that day, and I was getting on a road, and I was like, hell yeah, brother! And the ST
life is a highway.
Going to Beantown.
The ST was very fun. It was a small hatchback, smaller than yours, Nick. You remember, it was the first car I had. It had 250 horsepower. The car had
switched cars so many fucking times.
Had 250 horsepower. It was a 6-speed, and I literally floored it. And I was just like Fast and Furious, fucking shifting that thing, just. And this fucking minivan pulls out in front of me. I'm like, God! And then it was literally. This is how long ago this was. This rookie cop still had a fucking Crown Victoria.
Wow.
That's how long this was. Long ago this was. He didn't even have like an Explorer or like a Taurus or anything. He had a fucking Crown Victoria. But anyway.
You know what grinds my gears?
What?
People who own those cars and are not cops. What the fuck are you think? My brother has
one. And they
one.
keep the spotlight on the side.
Sometimes, like, what is wrong? Oh, it's cool. It's like a cop car. Do you like people driving slow in front of you the entire time?
It's reliable. I only paid $375 for it.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's got all its horsepower, gets shit gas mileage. I'm sure it's a nice car, but like everyone in front of you, especially if you commute at all, is going slow. Constantly. You like everyone going the speed limit in front of you when you're on Taconic? You want to go 55 too? No. Fucking get a regular car and you'll be able to go 80.
But now at this point, like
I don't know what a cop car is anymore.
A Ford Explorer or a Dodge Charger. Those are pretty much the main two. Or the Taurus SHO thing.
They barely even do the Taurus anymore. Taurus is kind of rare. They stopped making the Taurus, so. But yeah, it's just Ford Explorer and
the Charger.
And yeah, that's DP uses like Chevy Impalas, I think. But
yeah, and it's like, are you a cop or are you not a cop? It's dark. I can't really tell. Like, I'm just gonna go slow.
Well, with the Crown Victoria, I don't even give it a second thought anymore. I just see broke ass, and that's all I say.
I got this car at an auction. This used to be a cop car.
Exactly.
It's got 900 idling miles
on your way to Catskill before a certain establishment. There's a I don't know if it's still open, but they used to sell only cop cars.
Crossroads is completely closed now, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
Crossroads?
According to my parents, they're either closing or closed. Yeah.
They kind of sucked.
They were great. At one point, they were great.
I walked in there.
Their Fish Fry Fridays. Get some Black Rock Stout on tap. Oh, some Outrage on tap.
I wasn't a huge fan of the beer.
They had they had this one. It was called a Franken Stout, and it was like vanilla and orange and like 5 other things. It was fucking tremendous.
I went to Subversive, and it was very much more my thing.
Yeah.
Have you been to Subversive?
No.
It's down the road. It's really good.
Right. It was like
It's an old garage.
Was like a beer garden,
It's
and
like
then it switched to an actual brewery.
It's an old garage.
Yeah.
Like an old, like literal, like they even have the big door and shit. It was like an old, like mechanic shop.
That's the same road the elementary school's on.
I think do I have a beer age from them? We went there, Alyssa and I, we were celebrating our like anniversary. Well, our anniversary is going to be pretty much the same date, but we went up there and it was like snowing and stuff like that. It was a cool day. But yeah.
Right down the street from that is a pirate themed gay bar.
Really?
It's allegedly a gay bar. I don't know. I only went once.
Sign me up.
And a guy did buy me a drink, but he was the D.A.R.E cop at the school I worked at, so he kind of knew me a little bit.
Oh, he was a hot cop. He bought me. You got a beer bought for you by a hot cop.
He was with the girls. I don't know.
Next one is Oscillation by Finback.
Ooh, shout out to Finback.
That's such a sound.
Give me your glasses.
I'll give you my glasses.
So
And we got wildly off topic as usual.
yeah, another thing that sucks about gigging.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting on a table to finish eating before we can start setting up and shit.
The absolute worst. Listen, you know you are, and you did nothing wrong, and you're just eating with your family.
Yeah.
But I hate you.
You're in our way.
And I hate the manager for letting you be there in the first place. Oh, sorry guys, can you just wait like a half an hour? You know, it like takes time to do this. That's why we're here. I guess we're just gonna drink more. Like,
I think these venues don't think about us as much as we think about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to us, it's just a night. They're like, oh, is a band playing tonight? Okay, cool. Whatever.
But they should, when it's your biggest night of the week, a Saturday night. That's when you're trying to make your nut for the week. Like, oh, Tuesday sucked, Wednesday sucked, Thursday was all right. Like, you can have bad days. There's a snowstorm.
Gonna fall apart. Wednesdays, Thursdays break my heart. Friday, something.
No.
Sunday, I'm in love. I don't know what it is.
Saturday, I'm in love.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's
Friday.
we are
Friday. I've thought of doing that song before.
I suggested it 2 versions of this band ago.
We did it I did it in the old version. A couple of shows we did it. Yeah, and nobody recognized it or anything. No.
Well, then you guys didn't do it right because
probably
that song was fucking incredible.
Again, it was Johnny Four Loko.
I love that song, The Cure. Even though I don't remember the lyrics offhand.
It's an alright song. It's not bad. I don't think it makes the cut for how great our playlist has gotten at this
so
point.
great.
I think it's Monday you can fall apart. Tuesday, Wednesday, you can break my heart.
Yeah.
Thursday, it doesn't even start.
Right.
It's Friday, I'm in love.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
close enough. I'm not going to
No Saturday, Sunday.
No, you take those days off. You go back to hating the person for a weekend. So you can get some strange in the meantime, and then you go back to falling in love.
So the table on the way. I'm gonna Jay.
Okay,
you
can you guys
one
set up in the
I haven't
corner? Setting up in a corner blows. It doesn't work for a drum set, and the drums is always what's going to actually be in the corner. Now I'm restricted by 2 walls instead of 1, and your elbows are hidden. Shit, you can't be in the corner. You got to scooch so far away from the corner. You might as well be on the side.
Tips for venues: if you're gonna have a full band, give space for a full band.
Yeah, absolutely.
And whatever you think enough spaces for a full band, like just times it by 2. Because
At least 50% more.
Well, you know what's surprising about that? When we first got to Tapped out in Middletown, I saw the stage and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. But
Yeah.
it actually ended up working.
I was
It's-
getting a little stressed by that.
It's frustrating when you first get there and you see where you're supposed to be setting up, and you're like, how is this going to work? And it's frustrating stepping over each other trying to get our own stuff staged so we can set it up, and then actually set up while putting up speakers, and you're setting up the drums, and I'm setting up my pedals, and whatever. It's
I barely had enough room for my bass mic. Like barely. I was able to squeeze it in.
It was.
Yeah, if we were a 4-piece, then it wouldn't
That
have
would have been a nightmare.
but as a 3-piece, it actually worked out perfect. We were able to all be on the stage.
Yeah.
And
But for the next time they want DJ lights, I don't know where that's gonna go.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we have to. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost better as a drum riser, kind of.
Yeah.
But at least there is a stage.
Yeah, it's
I
something.
mean, you
the
really only
last
got,
show we didn't have a stage.
Yeah, I mean,
It's in a weird place though, because it's like on the side
yeah.
as people are walking. But I mean, I guess they got some booths.
Well, it's
but
not like
It's
other
kinda
it's
centrally
not like other
located.
venues where it's in like a separate room.
Yeah.
with a door that closes.
As far as that weird shaped place goes, it was as central located as you could really get.
you're right about that.
Yeah. But they do have the downstairs part with plexiglass dividing it, so you can't hear the band as much down there.
It wasn't open. I think it might be only during the
Yeah.
day, maybe during
Well,
the day.
he
or
wants to
something.
open it for this one. If we're gonna fill it out, like
I hope we fill it.
if
out,
we're gonna
yeah.
pack the place, then yeah, he wants that. And ideally, we would have. I'd love to get like the photo booth background there, but he's not paying us big money for it either. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn.
My most frustrating part with gigs is the unknown, is the anxiety of because again I'm all warm and cozy in my car, or cool if it's the summer, and I got everything. I'm excited for the gig. I'm warming up my voice, doing whatever. But then when we pull into the place and we've never played it before, it's like where are you allowed to park to load in? And then you actually do go in and you see where you're supposed to set up. And again, like you said, it's 400 feet from where you can even park or bring your car in. There's doors, there's bar stools in the way, there's tables. They haven't even moved stuff out of the way for like. There's so much anxiety with the unknown. But when it's a gig we played before, then it's cool.
I don't really get anxiety with it. It's just more of like a how do we figure this out kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean the one at Gleason's, like at first it's kind of stressful because you're like, there's only on-street parking. The parking lot's full.
That one's the worst.
Parking lot's full. But then you realize you just hit the park anywhere button, which is the hazards.
Yeah.
And you just park there for a second, unload your gear, and then there's a parking garage down the street, and you just walk a little bit, and it's fine. It's over in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
now that we've done it a couple times, I'm totally cool with it. And it's such a great gig too. Like great stage, sound system. Like
that one has provided sound besides just hook up the mixer to it.
That place in Tuckahoe was easy load-in because the parking lot was in the back, and it's like just drive-up thing that no one was driving up to. It's just parked literally right there and walked it right in.
Oh, that was the place we did the Wingnut video, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I don't mind that place. I would try it again. It's just, dude, like I drove home and I was like really tired that night.
They've offered us another gig.
Yeah, I know. They actually have another 90s band playing.
Yeah, that was a long haul. That was a long
I
drive.
drove home and I took 87 home because it said it was the fastest. And I took 87 home and I literally on my way back, I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like I would have to get paid like twice as much. It would. I know I won't be that tight every time, but that's by far the longest I've had to drive. Like even the casino is not that far for me.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
and the casino's a straight shot.
Yeah.
This one you had to wind through.
yeah, and you
The Yonkers Casino or the one in Old Town we played?
the one in
Monticello.
Monticello. Yeah. That one's not even that.
Well, yeah,
that
obviously
far.
that's way closer than that.
Well, for me, yeah. But it's a little less like, I mean, you're literally just on 84 and then you're on 17 and then you go up the hill, make a right, and then you're there. And that's another one too. That's another one that might be the most like the nicest because like we literally have a sound guy. We just bring our instruments for the most part.
I don't even bring my instrument. They got a drum set.
They got a drum set. So like literally that one's completely stress free. You just park in the garage, call the guy. You do what you got to do, and you play, and you go home. But
you can't drink, or you're not supposed to. At least you can't get caught.
Yeah, that's something that's a dislike.
That's a factor.
When we don't get free beer. Not that, and we've discussed drinking on this pod before. We don't try to go ham or anything like that.
No, none of us are like blackout drunks or
I'm a
anything
little
like
drunk right now.
No, these are actually hitting pretty good.
These are tasty.
But usually we just get like a pitcher or two.
Yeah.
And that's like the entire night between all of us. And like I would say 99% of venues are fine with that. And then like the 1% is like
that one place.
the social club.
$60 tab There was at the bowling place.
Oh yeah.
The social club you're
My
referring
favorite thing
to
was
was
we
like
got-
a $30 tab.
Did we
25, I think.
What's the one where we got a second picture? And we
It was like $2 more than our.
we had to pay like $5 or
Yeah.
something, and I was like, okay.
What was another
Fine.
weird one? At the Hudson Room, it was 2 free drink tickets per person, which was
Oh,
actually
yeah.
kind of fair. All right, you know,
was it
obviously,
really? They
yeah.
had no problem.
I still have one of those tickets.
Oh really?
The Firsty Club at West Point, that's a little hairy because
They don't give you anything.
well, no, because that one gig, you
Yeah,
got
the
a free
fir-
beer, but she charged me for my beer, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then they
I got
charged
more,
us.
I got more than one. I got a few.
Yeah. So that's the other thing when they don't communicate with like their staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a gray area.
That was a natty daddy night.
It's always a gray area when you're like a contractor.
It's always a gray area when it's a
employee.
natty daddy night.
Yeah,
too.
right. Because we're technically, I mean, we're not technically employees, but we are performing a service.
Yeah.
And it's like, what other job are you basically expected to drink on the job?
Strippers.
True. There you go.
That's a good point.
I wouldn't know that at all.
Pilots.
We're gonna cut that from this spot. How would I know that? How would I know that? I wouldn't know that at all.
It's just an assumption.
Just an assumption.
I also put heavy stuff because all my shit is very heavy, and some of your guys' stuff too.
My
Subwoofer.
my shit's the heaviest. You know what the worst part actually is? Like,
Dude, my bag at least has.
I
names,
try to
but-
always. I've been keeping stuff. We sold our kitchen table a long time ago because we literally never used it. I was just like, let's just sell this on Facebook. I was gonna say Craigslist, but
That's not a thing anymore. Actually, it is. But
it is. But like,
Speaking of Craigslist,
hold on. Don't interrupt my story. No, I keep all my stuff now in the dining room, so I don't have to bring it upstairs. But then every once in a while, I get the, when's the next time you got a gig? And I'm like, it's like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks or something. You think you can bring your
it's a
stuff
work.
upstairs? I guess, yeah. And then I bring it upstairs, and it's like, I'm bringing it up all upstairs. I'm like, oh, okay. Then like the day of the gig, I'm like, oh no, it's all upstairs. So I got to do like a 3-step process where I bring everything down the stairs, load it up to the door. Then I got to go out to my car, fold all the seats, do the thing. Then I got to bring everything one by one to the car. Now at this point, then the next day I got to load everything out.
I have to take the car seats out of the car, and then when I'm done, I gotta load those. I gotta
Oh
put
man, you
those
shouldn't
back
have had
in.
children.
They're paying. But speaking of Craigslist, I found 2 items for sale in our area. They were pretty fucking funny. I found this how to kazoo book with a kazoo in it
Sick.
for $20 in
oh,
Rockland
that's a
County.
great deal. You know why that's important? Because a lot of people think you blow. You're just supposed to hum.
Really?
You'll destroy the wax paper if you blow.
The description on the
I heard
back
that
is
in a
hilarious.
cartoon. I don't know if it's true or not.
I remember at the checkout line at Alto years ago, they used to have a bunch of kazoos. I don't know if they still have them. They used to always have kazoos in like a box.
Yeah.
that you could just grab.
They'd be like pink with like the cheap white little.
Yeah, they're just
thing.
plastic. They're the shit you get at like a fair.
Yeah.
Also for $20, I found this Shure microphone that is
Oh, not even Samson. Look at this.
well, and a Samson stand.
Whoa! Hey!
For
Whoa!
also $20 in Highland Falls for sale.
Oh,
Look
we can
how
pick that up on our way to the gig.
roached out this thing is. It is completely
Lord.
dented and everything.
Oh,
it
that
is
has
as
an
bad as
STD.
bad gets. It says
Oh,
it says it looks worse than it is.
listeners, you're lucky you don't
Samson,
have.
Samson heavy duty stand. It looks worse than it is.
I wanted to say, listeners, you're lucky you don't have eyes right now.
It's only tape residue on mic and stand. I don't know why. Works but needs cleaning. Yeah, no shit.
So I got a
it's like it's gonna set the house
the
on
first
fire.
microphone I had in this band. I got a Shure 58 from like somebody. They passed away, and they were a musician, a buddy of mine at work, and he was like selling me a bunch of stuff. And so
Did you cut their brake lines?
I did. But so it was like $40 or something like that. But it had like a dented screen, but the microphone was fine. So like I bought a new cover for it, and that was the first microphone I used in this band. And before I got the other one, whatever the fucking the 945
E935
45.
Wait, we use 35s now.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So we bought the 45s first, the Sennheiser, that I bought while falling asleep. I'm not even joking to you. Anyway, that worked perfectly fine, and it was all dented, and I changed the cap on it. But that microphone literally sits without a case or anything inside my like bag of tricks, and it literally just bounces around. It does whatever, and like I'll like check it every once in a while. It sounds perfectly fine. I just throw it. I don't mean like like put it in the bag. I just throw it back into the bag as hard as I can.
That's what I do with the 58 or 57 that Nick uses for the snare. I've had that probably over 20 years at this point.
Nice.
Maybe even 25. And I had a 58 that was beat to shit like that, and it still sounded perfectly good, and I wish I knew what happened to it, but I had that for like 15 years.
The 58 is just one of the greatest microphones ever made. Truly.
Yeah.
Because you really can't kill them. I gave that microphone to a girl when we played a private party. She sung Britney Spears. Remember when we did a Britney Spears cover?
Oh, yep.
And
That was a good. I still stand by that idea. That could work.
I thought it was.
Bong, bong, bong.
I thought it was fine, and I was killing it on the bass. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I had the slap bass going on. And shit.
we just need another. I hate to say it, but we need another person in the band if we want to do more fancier stuff. I don't want another person.
I kind of like the cut I'm getting right now. The 1/3 instead of the 1/4. It's a real big boost in these times.
Yeah,
that's how
Mike's comedy is booming right now.
That's how we got raises with inflation.
Yes, we gave ourselves raises
by just deleting a member.
Another control delete. Another bad part about gigging. Fucking diners are closed. What the fuck, man?
2019, beautiful. Used to go to every great diner, open 24 hours.
It's like no options. It's just fucking Taco Bell and Taco Bell. That's really bad.
I mean, I feel like Wendy's sometimes is open to the same time as Taco Bell, or there's Big Dicks. I mean, but like.
It's rarely. Most of those are closed.
Nah, dude. The ones on Newburgh are 24 hours. Two of them. There's two of them now. The other one you remember the other one that was fake 24 hours?
Yeah.
Truly 24
hours. Nice.
So they got some staff.
The one that I wrote a strongly worded email.
Yes, they must have actually. I feel like a couple weeks later they started staffing it.
Jay and his emails.
It all started one day when he got too much sausage at Alexis Diner.
It was all downhill from
Which, knowing me, how could someone like me have too much sausage? But it fucking happened.
That might have started the pandemic.
It was the birth or the afterbirth of your sausage studios.
I have another one. Attitude from staff, and the first thing that came from my mind, the only one I wrote, only example of attitude from staff, because we don't get it often, but there was one at I'm not gonna say which place, but it was a place not that long ago, and they complained that within 2 minutes of setting up the DJ lights, that one of the 6 lights was in the bartender's eye from 120 feet away or some shit.
The bartender whose eye was blinded was
120 feet away, and you're moving. You're not like locked into one spot as a bartender. You're moving all around. Can you go tell them to turn that the fuck off or whatever? And so I moved it like a 1/4 inch, and it wasn't on her anymore.
I mean, dude, I do this. Venues turn off right now. Don't listen to this next part. I literally go to the mixer and I go like. Sometimes I don't even turn it down. I just go like this, and then I walk away, and they're like, "Oh yeah, thanks." I don't even turn. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch a damn thing.
That's why I kind of love it when people come up to me, like when the staff comes up to me and is like, "Hey, can you guys turn it down just a little bit?" Because I'll relay that to you, and I'll just let you do your thing.
I just shake my head. I'm like, "Nah, it's good." We're really not that loud. Last gig, I cranked it up. I was like, people are here to see us. I cranked that shit up this time. And my dad was actually at the last gig. Yeah, they haven't been at a gig probably like 5 or 6 gigs.
It's been a while.
Been like 4 months since it's been a gig.
When you cranked it up, were the speakers clipping it all?
Hell no.
Nice.
Those things are sick. Yeah, no, they don't clip. Those things, I've never seen them say limit, actually. The ZLX
The
is
old ones are like every bass punch.
I'd be like playing and I'd be looking at the old ones and it would just be like limit.
Stop playing.
Limit.
Turn us down.
It would be flashing the big one too. Limit.
A little bit of blood starts leaking down from it.
I actually looked it up and they were like, it's really not that big of a deal. They were like the bigger limit's kind of a big deal because there's a smaller limit that they give you. No, I'm serious. The EVs, they give you a small one. This is limit.
The little LED.
But on the little LED, it shows an image of the Virgin Mary where they're just crying.
But no, the big one is the big limit. It's like limit, like it's like full caps and it takes up the whole screen. That's the one you got to watch out for, and the ZLXs always did that all the time.
Oh man!
And so I was like, no, our tops never. They never limit out because we don't. The sub is doing all the heavy lifting for the most part. I'm pretty sure the tops are just doing like 80 hertz and above, maybe 100 hertz and above. So
nice.
They're not working that hard, but no, I cranked it up and going back to my parents. I started playing guitar, and my dad was like, "Oh," he looked at me. He was like, "You might want to turn down." And I looked at him, and I said, "Nah."
It was very full, even when we started.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I actually. This was the first gig that we did our sound check. I didn't touch a thing the entire night.
Nice.
I didn't make. It was one of the only gigs I didn't make one adjustment. And you could say yay or nay, but I listened back to the videos. Everything sounded great. So
yeah, for sure.
Got nothing but compliments. So
we were watching some of the videos like right after a Taco Bell in the car, and I was saying to him that one video that Peter got that's like right in your face while you're doing Sex on Fire.
Oh no, I think You Ought to Know.
You Ought to Know. Yeah. I was like, it was the ending of You Ought to Know. I was like, dude, I only get to see your guys' backs and your asses like all night, right? I never get to see your front.
Lucky
and
you.
I was like taken back. I was like, holy shit! Like it was only you in the video, pretty much. And I was like, dude, you looked like a legit like rock star up there, man. Like seriously, it was really good. Yeah.
It was
You're
sick.
getting into it. I was like, I from my angle, it didn't look like just a normal night, but on the other end, I was like, oh shit.
Where do you see this? I haven't seen a video like that.
I posted on our Facebook and it's on our stories.
Watch our
and stuff.
Facebook. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, in that video too, I looked depressed for some reason. I was like, he cut over to me real quickly. He was like, "Oh no."
Let's go back to the bald guy.
he come back to you because you were having a good time.
Depressed guy with good hair.
I had no idea I looked like that.
No hair. Depressed, not depressed.
So note to self: don't look depressed while playing bass on stage.
I do have to consciously remind myself to smile with my voice. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I know even sometimes when we practice, I can kind of feel myself just kind of like working too much, and it's like no, have fun with it. Like
David Lee Roth.
Yeah, you can tell when someone's smiling when they're singing, and I love when you guys do shit that like cracks me up on stage and I start smiling while I'm singing because I feel like it adds to the overall joy of the occasion.
Yeah, I mean, and as far as like dislikes, when Nick messes up my own worst enemy, definitely dislike.
One time, horrifically, but it was one time.
Just gonna mention it every spot for now on.
So it never happens again.
I every time we play now, I just look at you. I just look over you when I'm playing.
Don't you fucking dare! Don't you dare come in like a whole bar
one
too
of those
early.
things where I just laugh about it because it's such a stupid thing.
I said that in one of our early pods. Like you think it's so hilarious every time anyone but you messes up. I think it's the funniest thing in the world.
I get pissed. I'm still pissed. I'm still pissed about I didn't throw up my lever and my drop tuner for.
No one noticed. I didn't notice.
Was it Buddy Holly or
no?
Was it...
Buddy Holly was the MIDI thing. The MIDI didn't change, and I was like in standard tuning, and I'm like something sounds weird. Oh no, I think Jay's keyboard's wrong, and then it took me like through the first chorus to realize I don't think it's Jay's keyboard, and I look down and I'm like, no.
Everything went slow motion.
People are dying in the audience from our poor or out of key. They're falling on the floor.
People are exploding like glass.
Not one person noticed. I'm sure.
So
one
I
musician out
had to
there.
bend down and switch the knob over to the
Every
down
person is
tune.
born with perfect pitch, except me.
But no, on the anthem. I went from the middle to the anthem, and I forgot to lift up the leather.
Oh.
And I was like, bam, bam, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I literally like held one note and I lifted it up, and I was like, nothing bad ever happened. Nobody noticed.
For those who don't, so our fans who've seen us, we have iPads on stage, but we don't necessarily use them to like sit there and read lyrics. They do more. They send Bluetooth MIDI data to change presets on all of our equipment, and when that fails, because those preset changes change tuning, they change presets, they change parameters within any given patch sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's not a good thing when
Technology
fails.
I was I got lazy and I didn't feel like making my set list. I ran out of time at home.
Oh, that.
So Jay sent me his set list, but it overwrote all of my songs.
Yeah, whatever that was, don't do that again.
Yeah, that sucked.
You know what I can do? So
Like the whole setup blew because it was like that. I'm like racing because I don't have any help doing the lights and shit. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, no, I actually, you know what? You know what's funny though? Remember how I said I didn't have to adjust anything and we sounded great and everything was good? Guess who did all the sound check? It was just me.
Mike did.
That's right. That's right. Because I was messing with the iPads making the set list.
Yeah.
And I just saw you going
I
on
was
all
busy
the
with
instruments.
lights.
I literally went around and I just started hitting Nick's drums and stuff and looking at the meters and I was just like, that's good.
Do it that way from now on. It worked.
Yeah, that was cool.
One other bad part about a gig and I have listed is the weather. For obvious reasons, but like the biggest part is really those fucking in-between days, which is every day, where you're looking at it, on Monday for a Friday show, and it's like, oh, 30% chance. We're good. And then Tuesday comes on, it's 40%. And Wednesday is 50. And Thursday is down to like 10. And then Friday morning, it's like, 110% chance. Fuck you.
Thunderstorms.
But it's going to start like
Between 8 and 11 p.m.
Exactly. And then they switch it to like 10:50 p.m. Like, well, can we pack up all our shit by then? We don't know. Is this outdoor? Is it indoor? It's such a pain in the ass. So that's why
Right at 9:30, you're going to have to grab all your shit and run off stage.
no
Like,
more weather
fucking
pending gigs for
God,
us.
It's fucking weather,
Fuck
man.
weather pending gigs. Tired
Oh my
of them.
god, it's so difficult. Like I like playing outside. It's easy to do sound. People like being outside.
Except when you're in the round at the gazebo at the Wappingers Park.
Well, whatever.
That's fucking weird.
Or in the amphitheater that nobody knows
And
exists.
there's no signs, there's no bathrooms, there's no trash
food,
cans.
There's no water. There's no food.
The stairs aren't secured, and 70-year-old men scrape their knees and have to go to the emergency room.
And load-in sucked. Like,
That
you couldn't even find the thing.
That was a dog of a load-in for sure.
Long load-in. How many stairs was that?
by
Like
the old
35
lot.
steps?
Yeah.
It's by the old masonry building.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was a shoemaker. I think.
I drove by.
A cobbler. An old cobbler building.
It's a cobbler.
Yeah, a cobbler. That's what
I
it is.
drove by. It was literally a brick, a brick square that was
Yeah.
like 10 feet high.
Yeah,
I
what
was
is,
like, what
is
the
this a national landmark we're all supposed to fucking know? I don't know. They're fucking cobbler. Are you kidding me? From 200 years ago? I don't give a shit.
I want to play a gig like that, but you know what's sad about it too. It was really nice. Like we were in front of the like the creek there. It was it was very cool looking. It was a literal amphitheater. Like there were seats and everything. It's just nobody knows it existed.
well,
There's
we're not
no
playing there
sign.
this year because we already have gigs for June. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
We can slide it in, Nick.
But again,
Just
it's
relax.
weather pending. What if it's going to be a shit
Shrek
show?
is love.
and-
Shrek is life.
And the whole thing gets canceled.
I would say, just do a thing where you're like, oh, we can bring the kids.
Yeah.
They can have fun.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
See?
Yeah, I can pass it off a
No,
little bit.
they had a bunch of kids over there.
No, I'm saying, but that's why. Like you can bring the kids. Oh, Dad's gonna be playing. You can see them. Yeah. And then for me, it's like, I don't care.
Mike is not married yet, and doesn't have any kids yet.
No,
That he knows of.
no. Nick, how many? If I have a kid, how many weeks am I allowed off when I have a kid?
6.
Oh wow.
It's your paternity leave.
That's what I got.
I'm gonna tell.
That's what you get.
I would tell it's gonna be like, so all right, so we're gonna have like a baby on like a Friday, right?
I'm also gonna need like a year
I'm
heads
gonna
up.
have, I'm gonna have a baby on Friday and be like, babe, I got a gig tomorrow night, so we're gonna like speed this up a little bit.
You start like pushing.
Yeah. and then the next Thursday, be like, all right, I got practice tonight. We got a couple. I got a brand new tune. I got to learn to sing tonight. All right, you know.
Share that short story about the former bandmate of yours with having a kid and playing.
Oh yeah, shout out to him. He's a really nice dude. He was very young. I mean, he was probably like 23, 24. But we had a gig, and the day before his son was born, and we played the gig. He was there. He was up all night. And the one thing I remember from that gig was that he didn't sleep at all, and we messed up a song. And we literally just made up something like on the spot, like towards the end. We were supposed to do something, and I was like, I don't know what we're doing, so I'm just gonna play F sharp for a little while until something happens. And he looked at me and he kind of shrugged his shoulders, and we were just playing something, and I was like, oh, I don't know, bro.
Oh, God.
And that was when the bouncer got up, and he knew the song. He was a really nice guy, and he got up and he grabbed the mic. He's like, this man had a kid last night. Give it up for him. So anyway.
This day in music, really, really quick. David Crosby, happy death day. He died at age 81. Founding member of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, of course.
Right?
Yeah, it was 2023. It was this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, this a year ago today.
He was known for having really like
he was a lifelong alcoholic.
well, like he was known for really having like passive aggressive tweets to people, or just really snarky tweets for like years. Like as soon as he got a Twitter account, he would just fucking be trolling people essentially.
Classic.
Happy death day in 2016 today. Glenn Frey. I want to say Fry from Futurama.
To Glenn Fricker.
Glenn Frey, the Eagles guitarist and occasional singer. He sang "Heartbreak Tonight" was him on lead vocals and some other
Heartbreak
ones.
Tonight. Oh, let me grab that song real quick.
And now his son is in the Eagles and taking over all his parts. He sounds exactly the same, if not a little bit better. Really good. I don't know.
Nick,
So that's what we need to do to keep this band going.
Nick, I got the song.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know why that cracks me up so much every time.
He had a solo career too. He had like half a dozen top 40 hits.
Oh yeah, I got one of the songs.
In 2011, the largest collection ever of Beatles memorabilia went on display, over 8,500 pieces by a 53-year-old accountant. His favorite piece of memorabilia that he owned was 64 boxes of chewing gum in the form of Beatles records. What a loser. That's the worst thing. And when I'm driving my car and that comes on, it's literally the worst sound in the world. It sounds like people dying. It's fucking horrible. It's so bad. I'm piss my shorts away.
This is the time of the pod where we just get delirious.
Don't worry, folks. We're almost done.
January 18th, 1989, Stevie Wonder became the youngest living person inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at only 38 years old. He was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Just trolling you.
It's the worst. Ugh.
Where's my pipe meme? Hold on. No, keep it going.
The singer Jonathan Davis. Anybody know a band?
Korn.
There you go. He was born today.
Oh,
1971. And that's it. Well,
that's like, I feel like that's the snare drum in a corn song.
could be. Well, there was this guy in 1938. Hargus Pig Robbins in 1938 was born today. American session keyboard player for a ton of people. Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers,
Wow.
Neil Young, Bob Dylan. It goes on and on. He was blind. He was blind because when he was 3 years old, he stabbed himself with a knife in the eye.
That's hardcore. He had to prove himself to his gang.
He learned piano.
You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
Right or
Well,
die,
you're not
bitch.
hardcore. He learned to play piano at age 7 while attending the Nashville School for the Blind. Played his first session in
Wow.
1957.
So it's just for the blind, so they exclude everyone
But
else.
it was both eyes?
It says in the eye,
twice.
but it says he was plural.
Just had to make
It
sure.
says he was blind. I don't know.
Oh, man. That's awful.
Yeah,
I wish we got cool nicknames like that these days.
Patsy Cline.
Yeah, we don't get that.
Yeah, like Jase, Goose Fucker, whatever.
No, we just got Baldy Jase.
Hargus Pig Robbins. Pig might actually be his middle name. It doesn't. Oh no, it's, over here it says Pig in quotations. All right, so Pig was his nickname. What would your nickname be, Jay? Baldy.
I still go with Goat. Oh no, not Goat Fucker. Goose.
Goose.
Goose Fucker.
But he dies in the end.
Goose.
I don't know. I've never seen those shows.
It's a movie.
No, I've never seen those.
Top Gun.
That's another one that we were talking about. I saw Hot Shots before I saw Top Gun.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Hot Shots is
What a
a
weirdo.
part of it.
It's a parody of Top Gun.
Was that like Charlie Sheen? and
Charlie
stuff?
Sheen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
God.
Hell yeah, brother.
Is there a part 1 or is there just a part 2?
There's two.
There is 2. I've only seen part 2. Kind of funny enough. I've never seen part 1.
It's been probably 3 decades since I've seen them too, so
Yeah.
I couldn't point it out.
Well, with that being said, it's 11:10 p.m. on a Thursday,
Time for
January 18th, 2024.
Ooh, I still got a Chipotle chicken melt from Panera Bread in my...
I had an enormous bowl of chili earlier. And
It's leaking out.
Oh, guys, did you know
3
I'm not
beers.
poor and I can start my car from anywhere? But, oh no, my phone's in the other room.
got that remote start money.
Hi, Mike.
I'm Nick.
I'm Jase.
We're at a band.
We love you.
I play drums.
We love you.
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Bye.
Don't Google that. Bye.